Friends, it's Roger. I am back in the Ninja Fortress studios, and it's another Timely Tuesday. September 28th is when this is going up. And I cannot believe that the fourth quarter of the year is upon us. In just a couple of days, we will officially be in the home stretch of all home stretches of 2021. And I think that I call this Timely Tuesday. And I feel like this week's message is especially timely. It fits right in with what you've been learning from us over the last couple weeks if you've been paying attention to this blog. 2 weeks ago, you heard me talk about the dreaded middle and how and why you want to stay out of the middle. Last week, Rob Zabersky gave a great lesson on the 5 elements of a clutch performance. And so what I wanted to talk with you about this week is really what I see as a major obstacle that a lot of times people just don't know that they're dealing with. It's something that sort of eats at the back of our minds that keeps us out of the moment that we're in. It keeps us of a divided mind, and it literally prevents us from being at our best when it matters most. So, if you would like to identify a major roadblock to an awesome fourth quarter and a simple method for getting around that, stick with me for just a couple minutes. Let's go. This roadblock that I'm talking about involves guilt. I don't know, heavy duty topic. Now, I'm not talking about guilt in the sense of some people experience almost like regret that for something that happened a long time ago, and it really paralyzes them and it's kind of crushing. That's not the kind of guilt that I'm talking about. What I'm talking about, it's what I call achiever's guilt. And this is like a real small version of guilt and regret that's almost more just like a question mark. That's what it is. It's a question mark about, okay, am I doing, is what I'm doing right now really the right thing, right? If you've read Train Your Brain for Success, I actually lay out some questions that you can ask yourself to be better at time management. And one of those is what I'm doing right now the best use of my time? Is it moving me towards my goals, and is it the best use of my time? Well, sometimes what I see achievers like you do is we're so hard on ourselves, and we're so wanting it so badly that question, is this the best use of my time right now, becomes almost a point of guilt because we don't know. We're like, I don't know, I'm doing this thing, but I feel like I could be doing something better, or I should be doing something better. And it ends up causing this little feeling of guilt that sort of nags at us, even though we might not be consciously aware that it's even there. Can you relate to this? So here's the thing about guilt. We now know this, that any form of guilt or shame or feeling bad about yourself or like you're doing something wrong is literally the most energy draining emotion that you can experience. David Hawkins, in his tremendous book called Power versus Force, I'd highly recommend it, although it's a little bit dense. He's literally measured the energetic vibration of almost every single emotion that we identify. And what he found out is that the lowest vibrational frequency belongs to the emotions of guilt and shame. There's literally nothing that will drain your energy more than experiencing guilt or shame. And we do this all the time just because of this achiever's guilt that we experience sometimes as people who want to get things done. So how do you deal with this? Well, this is where it becomes really important to employ what we call a separation of focus. A separation of focus allows you to be present in the moment that you're in. Listen, if you're going to experience, if you're going to put out a clutch performance, if you're going to be at your best under pressure right now when it counts, when you want to have a strong finish, it is super important that you not be focusing on two things at the same time. You want to be doing one thing or another. You want to be prepping a case or presenting a case, but not both. You want to be doing research or you want to be building your business, but not both. You want to be doing one thing or another. You want your mind to have a singular focus. That's what creates present moment awareness that gives you the looseness and the energy and the attractiveness that you need. And that question mark about, am I really doing the best thing right now, is a thing that divides our minds, right? So how do you get this separation of focus? Well, it goes back to something that's you've heard us talk about a million times. You need some time for yourself. And I'm going to say in two ways this week. One is what we call the 2-hour solution. Listen, if you don't know what I'm talking about with the 2-hour solution, it just means that you don't know us very well. Little known benefit of the 2-hour solution, having a meeting with yourself once, giving yourself an hour or two once a week to debrief about the week that was, get some context for the week that's upcoming, and then actually create a plan, build a schedule for yourself. Little known benefit of it is it gives you permission to be in the moment that you're in. It eliminates achiever's guilt. When you're when you're going, hey, I'm giving myself an hour for self-care on a Wednesday afternoon, or I'm taking an afternoon to just have a retreat with myself and focus, if you haven't planned for that, you experience feelings of guilt around it. But you know what? If you've gone, no, I planned for this time with myself, just like I planned to have this block of calls that I'm making, just like I planned for this super important meeting that I'm having. It allows you to do that thing fully, which is really the key to making it work. Yeah, little known benefit of the 2-hour solution is that it eliminates achiever's guilt because it gives you permission to do whatever it is that you're doing because you planned it. Don't miss out on that benefit. Give yourself an hour this week to just think about next week. And then I would also tell you that this week is a great time, if you haven't done so already, to give yourself what I would call a mini retreat, where you sort of look at and set some goals for not just the upcoming week, but really the next quarter. Book your vacation time. It's time to start thinking about the holidays. If you're going to take a week off around Thanksgiving or Christmas, put it in your schedule right now and think through what that means and how it's going to impact your pursuit and your quest for excellence. It's really weird how when you just take a moment, an hour, an afternoon, to think and plan and build your schedule, it allows you to separate your focus so that when it comes time to execute, you're not thinking about it, you're just doing it. You don't want to be thinking and doing at the same time. You want to be either thinking or doing. Separate those two focuses. Focuses, whatever the plural of focus is. And then execute. You'll find that it works much better. You'll find that you're able to be more present, less guilty, and therefore way more attractive on an energetic basis to things like money and people and results, which is ultimately what we're all looking for. Listen, I hope that this has been helpful to you. If you want to learn more about this, if you have questions, reach out. Shoot me an email, give me a call, reach out on this blog. We love talking to you every week. I hope you have an awesome week and an awesome finish to the year. We'll see you again next week.